Break Up Talk with Brian Adams. Let's get into it. No, we're not getting into it. Just hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date with content as I drop it. Let's continue to grow this channel together. Bum 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 bum. That used to be a jam. That Nelly, man. Smile for me, daddy. I want to see your grill. You want to see my what? I want to see your grill. Your grill. Your grill. Rob the jewelry store, tell them make you a grill. Come on. That was the shit back in the day. Especially when they play in the club. That 808 sound, it's one thing to hear it on the radio, hear it in the car. But when you in the club, really in the club, you hear those big speakers and the vibration of that just took me over. And I'm from the DMV, so we wasn't wearing grills back then. Not even now in that area. My cousins in Charlottesville was the ones that put me on to the grill and what it all meant and all that. But yeah, we was big on Nelly though. Big on Nelly. Nelly and Ashanti. Yep. But nah, let's just get into it. Let's dive into this thing. I was gonna hold out one more, but I got two messages talking about why haven't you talked about this Tamar Braxton situation? And I'm gonna tell you, the reason I didn't is because sometimes when it's a whole lot of moving parts in it, it's kind of hard to keep up with facts. And I don't like to be put in a position where I gotta come back and redo everything and figure out where I went wrong and then apologize, figure out how I'm gonna garner an apology for it. So I said, well, I'll just wait until I get more information. But I mean, so far it's been kind of saying the same thing. Tamar Braxton and her buddy Funky Dineva, who also is a podcaster in the YouTube space, they went out and hung out for his birthday recently and went out to Ruth Chris, and he did a statement to have dinner at Ruth Chris, and then afterwards they went to a club and I guess celebrated his birthday because, this was his birthday season. And he did Funky Dineva did do a video stating that all he know was they hung out, he dropped her off. Oh, well, the driver dropped him off at her place. He got in his car and went on home. He didn't go upstairs to her unit to visit or nothing. And he went and hung out with some friends afterwards at the club, at another club or something, and that was his alibi. So my thing is, if you feel like you need an alibi, and then he was calling Tamar Braxton woman. He kept addressing her as I'm sorry, not as woman, as the lady. The lady. So I'm wondering if maybe there's an NDA on this situation, and that's why he couldn't say her name. But nonetheless, like I said, it's I'm sure it's a lot of moving parts. And I didn't really want to indulge in it too much because of the moving parts. But like I said, I got requests to speak on it, so this is my thing. Now, she said she was found in a pool of blood and she's missing teeth. This is from Tamar Braxton. She gave a statement. I'm not sure exactly when Funky Dineva hit the mic and gave his portion and his alibi, but for the most part, all is out. Allegedly, all this is allegedly. But there's rumors has it that Funky Dineva may have slipped or something, or maybe they was prepared for a wild night, and maybe that's why the allegedly NDA was put in place just in case something like this did go down. Because Tamar Braxton's still a celebrity, regardless of how she moves. She's still a celebrity, so I'm sure her protocols is in place as long as she has an agency that's, working for her. So PR people and all that stuff. And it sounds like she has a PR, somebody's working with her because, like I said, we haven't heard from her. The best way to deal with these situations is to keep quiet, even though Tamar is not one to keep quiet, in situations like this. I mean, she keeps us involved in her lifestyle, her stories, and her ups and downs, in the past. So I don't see why she would be quiet on this, unless it's, like I said, unless it's something else. But we're going to have to wait and see. That's all I got for you. I mean, Yeah, she, like I said, if you want to hear more, go over to Funky Dineva and listen to his alibi and his rant about how the lady called him the next day and was like, you know, she needed, or texted him the next day and was like, she needed Dr. Heavenly's number. Why she need Dr. Heavenly's number? I don't know, because I'm like, if you, but anyway, they need Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is a big time local dental person down in Miami. And they go to her and they get the teeth fixed, you know, and I think she worked with you, even with celebrities, she'll work with you with the payment plans and stuff like that. So I can see why her name is being tossed around, you know, as frequent as it is. But all the best to you, Tamar Braxton. And I hope they get pulled through this and come out with an explanation. Whatever she did, you know, just fix it and move on. I mean, I think she says 47 years old. She's up there. So whatever's going on, like I said, you put us in your business before, you know, include us in emails before in the past. So go on and fess up and let us know what's going on so we can give our critique and move on from this. But that's all I got for you for that. Moving right along. So Cardi B's ex-husband, Offset dropped the album recently. Now, I said I ain't gonna lie, I haven't listened to it, but I was listening to The Breakfast Club, and they all gave it really good ratings, good reviews. They said it's a good album. I'm gonna listen to it, probably not tonight, but sometimes either this week or over the weekend. And just see, and I'll probably do another video and critique exactly how I like it, you know. But yeah, Offset has a new album out. Like I said, I didn't do much homework on it, so I don't even know the title of the song, the album. But it is out. So if you're an Offset fan, regardless of what's going on with his personal life, go out there and support the brother. You know, he's still one of our brothers. So yeah, do that. Moving right along, Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X. What can we say about Lil Nas X? I ain't even get my red cup, and it's supposed to be red cup talk. I gotta wash it out and get it. But what can we say about Lil Nas X? I gave my glasses now saying, boy, because I blow my cheeks out like this when I drink. It's just a habit because I like to be able to feel if there's any particles in my drink before I throw it back. So it's just a habit that I do that with certain things. But anyway, Lil Nas X, man, they said that Lil Nas X was out recently, and he's locked up still, from what I gathered, from what I heard this morning. He's still locked up. He was out in public in California in a residential neighborhood. I did a short on this, actually, by the way. So, and he was caught in cowboy boots and some tighty whities, marching down the street, the boulevard, dancing and prancing and singing. And he was singing Nicki Minaj. They got 2 different clips of him. One clip he's just walking down, and actually it's 3 different clips, because one clip he's walking down the street just talking and singing in his tighty whities and cowboy boots. Then there's one clip where he takes a picture, or he tells a person to hush, and he tells them to take a picture or something. And there's another clip where they are reprimanding him. The police actually, somebody called the police, and they got a hold of him, Lil Nas X, and they said he lashed out at them. So he had to go and sit in front of a judge. So he couldn't just go get processed, locked up process, and patted on the hand and sent out. No, he had to see a judge, sitting in front of a judge. So I think that's the reason why he's still in there. But nonetheless, the guy that videotaped him, that caught him out there in public, supposedly he took his boots, his cowboy boots, and he puts them online. He's trying to sell them. He's auctioning them. I think they said at $10,000, starting at $10,000. Some cowboy boots from Lil Nas X. And they said that he got some offers. So we're going to see how this goes. I mean, I don't know what they did with the tighty whities. I don't know if he got those or Lil Nas X got those back. But the last video, they said, the last clipping that they said with the police had got involved, they said Lil Nas X was naked at that point. He took the underwears off and everything, and the boots came off. So, but of course, I didn't see all that. So, all the best to you, Lil Nas X. They're saying that maybe this might be a publicity stunt because he's looking at releasing new material in the near future. So he needed to do something to get himself back into the limelight, and I guess in a good way, a media selling way, because whether it's good or bad, I guess it's gonna sell. You know, this is Lil Nas X. So we'll see. We'll just have to see what goes down with this. And if there's any lessons to be learned from this, my thing is surround yourself with some decent people, because in that one video where he's walking down the street by himself, I had so many questions like, how did you get there? Who dropped you off? Did you just walk up and just come outside and get on the block and take your pants off and count down 3, 2, 1 and start walking? I mean, how did all this take place? Because the video just showing him just mysteriously walking down the street, just, you know. But my question is, who's with him? If he was on drugs or alcohol or whatever substance that would have had him doing this, seemed like somebody would have been in his corner with him to be like, hey, calm down, get him off. No, come on back in, come on back in. I know back in my day, where I'm from, it was a drug called boat. And when you would do boat, it would make you, I guess, get hot, because a lot of people come out their clothes. That was like a side effect a lot of people would do with boat. I remember one time driving home when I first moved to D.C. from Maryland, and I was going down South Dakota Avenue, South Dakota, and I was to make a left on Webster Street to go up to my home when I lived on Hawaii Avenue. I don't know why I'm breaking all this down, but I remember this just like it was yesterday. I was driving down the street, and it was at night, and all I seen was butt cheeks and the bottom of somebody's feet. This man was walking down the street, one of the main streets in the nation's capital, butt naked. Now, I don't know if he was on boat, I don't know if he was on crack or meth or whatever drug they have doing. But like I said, I know for a fact that back then when people would do boat, it would make them get hot or something, or itchy or something, because they would come out their clothes. It seemed like that was one of the effects to make them come out their clothes. So I don't know what he was on. All I know is I hope he pulls through this and gets himself together and get a better team, a support team, man, that can coach you down from off the cliff. I mean, what if he was on the cliff? You know what I'm saying? He was just walking down the street on the boulevard in California, but what if he was in a really unsafe situation? You know what I'm saying to you? So that's why I say you need to get a better support team, regardless of what you're doing out there, whether it's trying to make music or whatever it is, you know, whether you're out there just having fun, just wilding out and just enjoying life. Be safe, be careful, and get yourself some support that's going to help you. Like I said, because that's not cool. What if he was in a bad situation? So, but nonetheless, all right, we're going to keep it moving. All the best to you, Lil Nas X. Tone that thing down and get them $10,000 boots back. That's wild. That is some wild stuff. I'd like to see meet the person who actually auctioned and buys those boots for $10,000. Moving right along. Yeah, we're gonna move right on. Keep moving. We're getting through this thing. I know this is not a hot topic, but it's a hot piece of gossip, and I wanted to share it with you. Method Man and his wife, Tamika Smith, celebrated their 23-year wedding anniversary. They've been married for 23 years. We got to give it up for Method Man. I didn't even know he had a wife that was together this long. I know he had a wife. I remember because I remember back in the day when Wendy Williams was hot, and it was rumored that Wendy Williams, actually, I think she actually put the rumor out herself that she slept with Method Man. And if allegedly, I'm not, because it's been a while, but if I can remember precisely, this was back then. Remember when Method Man had a glass eye? If you don't remember this, go back to the Mary J. Blige Method Man video, You're All I Need to Get By, and you'll see it. He had a glass eye at that time. But this was back then, and I remember Wendy Williams was talking about she slept with Method Man. And Miss Tamika Smith jumped out the box then at one point. I don't remember the video, but I do remember reading about how she was defending Method Man. And Method Man was upset too about all that. You know, said that was a rumor. It wasn't true. Now I did hear too that Wendy Williams allegedly got down with Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. Yeah, I heard that he hit Wendy. But again, that's alleged. I don't know how true that is. You know, we can sit here and talk about alleged stuff all day long because I got a lot of it. But I'm just gonna keep it short for right now. Okay? Yeah. But all the best. Nonetheless, all the best to Method Man and Miss Smith. Definitely. And happy anniversary. Happy 23rd anniversary. Happy 23rd anniversary to you guys. Now, my main topic. Miss Monique. Miss Monique has made my desk again. She hit my desk again with some information. So Miss Monique, the comedian Monique, was on T.S. Madison's show recently. And Monique has talked about a lot of things. From Tyler Perry to Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, Lionsgate. How I can run them off because she didn't talk about it so much that I didn't even know who Lionsgate was until Monique. But evidently, it's I guess a film distribution, filming company, and so that Monique felt that did her wrong, I guess, at some point in her career. So I mean, I'm sure you guys know about the story about how Lee Daniels did it, and Oprah Winfrey did it wrong, and Tyler Perry. And the only one that's standing in her corner is Sydney, her husband, Sydney Hicks, her husband / daddy. Is it daddy or big daddy? I think she called him daddy. Or do she call him big daddy? I gotta do my research on that. I know there's a daddy in there somewhere, but I don't know if it's daddy or big daddy. But nonetheless, Mr. Hicks, Sydney Hicks, her husband, her daddy, her big daddy, is the only one that seemed to be in her corner, stayed in her corner, and is teaching her how to be a lady. Even though he a man, but he teaching her how to be a lady, a grown lady, an old grown lady. That's what he teaching her to do. So I ain't mad at you, Monique. If you got somebody over there that's, you can put him down on paperwork to say that he's working so y'all can stay in that tax bracket, I would do the same thing. Hello. But that's neither here nor there. Monique will not let up off this Oprah Winfrey. She brought up Oprah Winfrey with this T.S. Madison. Actually, she brought up Tyler Perry. Now, I didn't know that T.S. Madison was working for Tyler Perry. She put that out there. So if all you that didn't know that, hey, it's out there now. So she kind of gave her little consent first, but then she kind of just went in. She talked about the video, the recording that she recorded Tyler Perry, how he's supposed to apologize after his Boo, the movie Boo, that was due to be released, and he still ain't apologized yet. And she's looking for compensation. And T.S. Madison asked her, what would that apology look like coming from Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey? And she explained, just like she explained before. Now, my personal thing is on this, I'm 50-50 with it, because one side of me is saying, okay, I get it. If it's this bad, this is not entertainment for us, Monique. This is not entertainment for us. Crying to the crowd about this, or fussing at the crowd about something that your coworker has done that's not going to fix anything. If anything, why not sue? If you're saying you lost out on money, that's what the parameters of a lawsuit really is. People use lawsuits so freely now that when the opportunity presents itself to do it, you don't use it. That little white boy is suing him, and he's suing him big too. He ain't even playing around with him. You see it on the news. Tyler Perry is being sued. Not from him, from two people. Actually, from what I understand, my reading, the other was coming out. But Monique, take him to court. If you're saying he made you lose, that's what I heard. And I worked for a law firm before. And I know there's certain key words that she said in that thing, I lost out on millions. Years, he's caused my family years of lost wages because of a lie. Well, if you're losing something, the parameters of that is a lawsuit. Did somebody tell her that already? The parameters of that is a lawsuit. Fussing and crying and hollering and boo-hooing to us and to T.S. Madison and all the little T.S. Madisons, that's not going to fix this. That's not going to bring you your 12 years of wages, Monique. It's not. I hate to say this because we're from the same damn area, from the same state. And I've been supporting you for a long time. I love this. But I hate when I see my sister, my brother, anybody looking dumb. What they say nowadays, dumb. Instead of, not looking at the best light. But you're starting to look dumb with this because if you're saying you're losing wages, you've lost wages. And I get that. I've heard your story millions and millions and millions of times. We've all heard it. But if you say you've lost wages, then that's, like I said, that's parameter for a lawsuit. Now, I don't know how they move it in show business. I don't know if maybe she's getting accolades just from talking about this. And that's why she's been talking about it, because I don't know if you know, but she didn't have concerts. She did a tour with Cat Williams, and she just came off of that recently. So that just ended, and she had the motherfucking crowd chanting F Oprah and Tyler Perry and all this other crazy stuff. Not verbatim, exactly. Not word for word. I can't say exact word, but she had them out there chanting at one point, running across the stage and shit. Don't get me wrong, she's a celebrity, a good comedian, one of my favorites. But just like with somebody close to me, and I would think that I would want somebody that's close to me to check me too, put me in it. Sometimes you need to be checked. Sometimes you need to be, you need that somebody to sit you down and say, hey, my sister. Hey, how she said, my baby, my love, my loved ones, somebody need to sit her ass down and say, hey, my sister. This is a lawsuit. You have a lawsuit on your hands. I don't know. All the best to her. Like I said, I hope she fixes this soon. Lee Daniels stepped up and apologized. And from what I understand, I think I even heard some clips in which she was saying that not only did Lee Daniels apologize to her, he apologized to her family, to her kids. He apologized to her. And they made magic, because those next two movies that she did was, it was really good. And that's the Reading, and then the other one, I forgot what's the last one, the scary one, where she had with the little white lady. She was funny. She said, I can smell you. That shit was funny. That was funny. And I think Monique I think she had something to do with all that production right there, because that just seemed like something Monique would do. But I want to end on this note. Monique been taking jabs at Tyler Perry. She been taking jabs at Lee Daniels, and taking jabs at Lionsgate, and taking jabs at Oprah for a long time. I wonder if there's going to come a day where Oprah Winfrey's going to step up and say something. I'm going to leave y'all with that. If you think she's going to say something, you think Oprah Winfrey going to eventually say something to Monique, what you think she's going to say? Leave me in the comments. That's something to talk about. Let's keep this thing going. Yeah, but I wonder what's going to be said. What Oprah Winfrey would say. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. Monique pulled out her heart. She was very upset about what Oprah Winfrey did. And from what I understand, this is what they do. Wendy Williams has been on that plate before. Tasha K has been on that plate before. Oprah Winfrey's been on it, of course. So Ricky Lake, too. I remember hearing stuff about her releasing information that was supposed to be personal or whatever. So I guess in that field, in that line of work, it kind of comes with the territory. But I still would love to know what Oprah got to say about this. I would want to know what Oprah Winfrey got to say about this. Oprah and Gayle, for that matter. That would be a nice segment. And I wonder who would pick it up, because Oprah's always interviewing people for stuff like this. So I would wonder who she would have do her interview. Could you imagine Oprah Winfrey and Monique, the comedian Monique, settling down for a one-on-one interview? Hell, I'll take it, for that matter. Have them call me. I'll do it. Do it right up in here. Have both of them flying. Fly both of them in. And I'll make them a pound cake, a cheesecake, a pasta salad, fried chicken, green. It's like, I don't know if Oprah Winfrey doing all that right now, but I will say this. Monique has started back doing her videos. She started back doing her health videos again. You know, when she was exercising and stuff like that. She on a Jane Fonda. She back on a Jane Fonda. So get over there and get to Monique and get your Jane Fonda on, I guess she's trying to get it together for Christmas because the summer is over. If you have any special announcements coming up, special occasions like birthdays, anniversaries, any special occasions, or you just want to drop me a line and say how your day's going, send me an email. You can do so. I will leave my email in the description below, but I also want to give it to you verbally. It's smalltalkwithBAdams@gmail.com. That's all one word, smalltalkwithBAdams@gmail.com. Send me an email, and I'll incorporate it into my next video. Come on, Adams family. Let's continue to grow this channel together.